Hello everyone, it's 6th of February. Now I just wanted to make a quick video on letting everyone know just to not panic. Just don't panic about Bitcoin dropping in price. And just if you take a quick little look here, 6th of February, the market's been down it's been dropping like a lot in price the past week, as a lot of people out there know in Bitcoin. So, it's been hovering around 8,000 or 9,000. At the moment, we're looking at 6,600. That's actually pretty good because early today, around 4 or 5 hours ago, Bitcoin was actually, I saw it at 6,100. So, a lot of people thinking that this is the end of Bitcoin. Bitcoin's tanking, Bitcoin's finished, Bitcoin's gone. It's not going to recover. And because it's so low from what it actually was, back in last November, excuse me, there's not a lot of hope. And the people who, there are like a lot of people panic, and that's normal. It's actually normal to panic and think, oh no, I own some Bitcoin, it's just going down in value, so maybe I should just sell. But people, I just wanted to let you know out there that you don't actually need to panic, because the history of Bitcoin, and this is just the graph here. So now this graph doesn't look that friendly. It just looks like a big huge spike, a few little spikes here, and then then that's it. Then it's like the price what it is now, which is 6,500, or earlier 6,100 today. Now I just had a little quick look. If we just do like a little line and we just do that, which is kind of the equivalent to what that end is, we can actually see that that's approximately November the 12th, last year, November the 12th, 2017. Now, I kind of had this theory that because it's actually found its even base, its balance, its foundation since November the 12th, I recall actually really, really closely that the CME group, the CBOE group, the Bitcoin futures, they had a really good 2-month run up from like September the 20th all the way through to mid-November. And that after mid-November is when the price of Bitcoin, as you can see here, 6,100. Then it started to climb and go up 9,000, 10,000, as you can see, 11, 16, and then 20,000, 19,000. And then after that, it just started dropping. Woo, just starts going down in value. So that is actually what is not good. It's the fact that it went up so high, so fast, so quickly, and the people in the community, they just didn't know what was going on. And the people who were jumping on the bandwagon, or who wanted to buy into Bitcoin, or could see that the prices were going up so quickly, they didn't want to miss out. And that's actually normal. There's a lot of stuff going on in the media. Media actually can control some aspects of and factors of Bitcoin's price. But I really like this article here, and if you can just have a look at it, it's pretty good. Bitcoin's correction could have shaken out potentially damaging investors. Now, not every single article on these news sites, Cointelegraph, is, they're not all accurate, but I really like this site, and it actually does give out good information. It's a little cute little Bitcoin little scrubbing himself. But, it says here in the market that, in the article, that the people who were new to Bitcoin, they were just like riding on the popularity of Bitcoin going up. Bitcoin was spreading around like wildfire. It was very, very popular in the media. Everyone wanted to get into Bitcoin, and it was just, it was Bitcoin from November all the way up to Christmas last year. But now that the hype, if the coin isn't actually, if it's not that price in reality, it's called a bubble, and then the bubble eventually bursts. And that's actually what we can see from the Bitcoin price here. It's gone down to the same value. If we do a little line over to there, look at that. It's like nearly the exact same value of what it was, November. Anyway, that it's not getting there, but it's like, yeah, 6,000, there you go, November the 12th. 6,170, and I think it actually even reached that today. It was like 6,100 that it reached, or 6,000 even. So, and that was November the 12th. And, that's what this article is all about. It's about, how much it spiked up and then it just dropped in value. after this this massive correction or massive pullback that we're having. So Bitcoin's not gone, people. It's not dead. Please don't freak out. Please don't worry. I mean, these are just my personal opinions, my thoughts. I'm not a financial advisor. Please don't take this as financial advice. Do your own due diligence and do some research yourself. But the people who do have some Bitcoin and who are panic selling, there's no need to panic sell, because in my opinion anyway, from what I can see and what I know of Bitcoin, it's just another huge market correction. And the market of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies is typically goes up and down, it goes up and down, it goes up and down. And there aren't really huge things that are going on right now that, would probably look at the fact that the Bitcoin market's completely dead and it's tanking and it's just going to disappear for good. I mean, there's been heaps of times where Bitcoin's price went up to, like here, if I just open up the chart there, November the 13th, it dropped to 6,200. Then it did a little run up to 7,900. Now, that was only in 4 days. 4 days it went up by that much, and then it just dropped, went up again, and it drops, and went up again, it dropped. So, this is the nature of cryptocurrencies. This is the nature of Bitcoin. Even though it is the most stable, it had a run up when it actually wasn't meant to. And that was, a lot of it had to do with the craze of, the technology and people wanting to get in, and the craze of Bitcoin's value going up and people thinking that they're going to make like 10,000% on Bitcoin. And then the people who were new to Bitcoin, they invested when it was already too high. And that's when the bubble was occurring, when things were just too high. And, here, this FOMO buying and hype have all the hallmarks of a bubble. And FOMO stands for fear of missing out. So a lot of normal people out there, were thinking, oh no, I don't want to miss out. I'm going to buy into Bitcoin now when it's really, really high in value, and then it just starts to crash. So I just think Bitcoin had a run up that was too fast, too early, too quick. And there was a lot of hype with the CME group and the CBOE group from all the way from 2017 September to November, and then that was a 6-week run up for Bitcoin to kind of like start kind of building up a lot of speed behind, and then it just like zoomed all the way up to 20k very quickly. So now it's just finding its feet, people. It's just finding its feet. Bitcoin is rebalancing. It's it's taking huge long breaths. It's having a little bubble bath, like what this little Bitcoin's doing. That's exactly what it's doing. It's having like a bubble bath, and it's having like little rubber duckies in there, and it's just like, nah, I just shot up too quickly, too fast. I need to take a huge break, take it easy, take huge breaths. And then when I can take my huge breaths, I won't be so inflated like my bloated price that I was at 20,000, because that's just not me yet. And Bitcoin will get there, but it's just probably, it's not right now. I think the market has to resettle. Bitcoin has to get its balancing figure again, which it is. It's finding right now, and it might even go lower. I mean, in my opinion, I think it could go as low as 5,500. I think it could, but around the 6,000 mark, that's not too bad. It's not too bad for a massive correction for before what it actually did with its run up from from 5,500 all the way up to 20,000 in only a couple of months. And there was a lot of things going on last year at the end of the year, and I think that was a huge contributing factor, including what was happening with futures coming into Bitcoin and changing things, and then media coming in, and then just Bitcoin became really popular all of a sudden for like 2 or 3 months, and everything was, a lot of people buying into it, and then they panic sold, and now it's just it's just kind of reshuffling. So that's what I wanted to say, people. Please don't, if you can, please don't panic sell. Don't sell your Bitcoin. This is just another big correction. It is a big correction. It is, I'm not saying it's not. It's actually quite a big correction considering it ran up very high. But this is what happens with Bitcoin. And if you just hold on to your Bitcoin and you hold on to it through the highs and the lows, you'll see that it's just going to keep rising in value properly. not as a bubble, not in a bloating fashion, not because of media and because of all this news that's going on and because everyone's just jumping on the Bitcoin bandwagon, and then, you know, there's all CME futures and CBO futures and Bitcoin futures and God knows whatever futures are coming. There's all these futures coming to Bitcoin. So yeah, just please, people, ladies and gentlemen, please don't panic. If you can, just know that Bitcoin is just finding its feet, it's settling, it's finding its ground, and it's going to be rising again. It's going to be rising again. I believe it's going to be rising again quite a lot. It's going to go back up to 20,000 and it's going to go beyond. But, you know, it's just at the time that it's just finding its feet now. And, yeah, just give it time. Hold on to your Bitcoin. Don't panic. It's okay. It is a good time to buy other altcoins. It is, because, you know, other altcoins that are like way cheaper, you know, Cardano and Stellar and all these other ones, you know, they're quite cheap. You're not going to lose that much if you buy like $100 worth of Stellar, because it's not, you know, a lot of thousands of dollars like Bitcoin is. So yeah, just take it easy, people. Okay, take it easy. This is just part of a huge, massive correction. I think this is what I personally think in the Bitcoin world, Bitcoin markets, and it's going to find its feet again. So on that note, have a lovely bubble bath. Okay, have a nice bubble bath. Do what Bitcoin's doing right now. You know, a bath is really, it's meant to be, you know, taking time out to relax and unwind and de-stress. So people, that's my advice. Take a bath. Only if it's not hot where you are. Okay. All right. Bye.